能够在这边一起来聚会。
Hallelujah. In the name of Jesus Christ, we're very happy to have service here together.
那我们今天晚上应该把从这个故事结束了哈。
And tonight, I'd like to wrap up the story about the worm.
好，那我们讲了5次了。
We already talked about this for 5 times.
那我看，我们先来做总结了哈。
And so we're just going to make a summary.
那我们来看
conclusion.
奉主耶稣圣名，我们来念圣经创世纪28章
In the name of Jesus Christ, we read the Bible, Genesis 28.
第10节，我们有用一首诗哈，我们有讲过嘛哈。你
Verse
看到小桥流水人家，最后呢是断肠人在天涯，就是这个人。
And verse 10, we talked about the hymn that was based on this verse.
那11节哈，
Verse 11,
他到了一个地方，
he came to a certain place.
太阳落了，
The sun had set.
这是他的人生的开始。
This was the beginning of his life.
我们一般讲人生都是日出日落嘛哈，
Usually we describe life as a sunrise and a sunset.
一天日出了，日落了。
That the day the sun rises and then it sets.
那也有时候把日出人生的开始，日落了人生结束。
And we describe the beginning of one's life as the sunrise and the end of one's life as a sunset.
但是雅各的一生，神在他身上的工作相反。
But Jacob's life, the work God has in his life is the opposite.
太阳落下，
The sun has set,
他进到了神的殿。
and he entered into the house of the temple of God.
好，29章第1节，
Chapter 29, verse 1.
雅各起行。
Jacob went on his journey,
好，后来雅各就逃了。
and then Jacob fled.
这都我们讲过了哈。
And we talked about all this
我
before
们看
already.
32章，
Let's read chapter 32.
上次我们是讲到31章结束哈。
Last time we finished with chapter 31.
32章第1节，
Chapter 31, verse 1.
雅各仍旧行路。
Chapter 32,
32
verse 1.
第一节。
So Jacob went on his way.
就好像他人生的路一样，
It's just like the way that he is going in his
他
life.
还继续走着，
He continued going on.
还没结束，
It's still not
还在
ended
夜
yet.
间呢、
It was
进入
still
到夜里面。
it was still in the evening
那
time.
上次我们讲他20年来的这个晚上怎么过的，
And last time we talked about how he spent this night that was 20 years long.
这个上次也讲过了。
So we already talked about it last time.
上次我们是讲20年神训练他2件事情，
We talked about that God trained him 2 things in those 20 years.
他回想20年是怎么过的了。
When he thought about how those 20 years were,
我们看31章，
in chapter 31, chapter 31,
那我们看第41节，
let's read verse 41.
我这20年在你家里。
I have been in your house 20 years.
我们再看38节，
Let's read verse 38.
我在你家这20年，
These 20 years I have been with you.
这个圣经蛮不错的哈。雅各就是重复啊，其实那个是一个句子这么讲。刚开始是我在你家这20年，38节
So here's a repeated phrase. So first he says, these 20 years I have been with you.
啊。那41节呢？
Verse
我
40,
这20年在你家，
verse 41, thus I have been in your house 20 years.
他怎么过的？
How did he spend these times?
40节，
Verse 40,
白日受尽干热，
the day the drought consumed me,
黑夜受尽寒霜。
and the frost by night.
所以20年来就是这样过，
And so that's how he spent those 20 years.
没有什么值得可以讲的了。
It's nothing worth talking about.
对，神把他带到一个就是训练所
God brought him to a training camp
，20年了、
for 20 years.
用他妈妈以为说他妈妈叫他说你这个家不能住了，你一定要跑，
His mother said that you can't stay at home anymore, you have to flee.
跑到哪里去？
Where should he
妈
and where
妈
should
认
he
为
flee
说
to?
第一个应该去的就是你舅舅家。
His mother thought the first place he should go is his uncle's house.
好，真的他到了舅舅家了，
And so he went to his uncle's house.
应该是很亲啊，很亲近的亲戚啊。
And it should be a very close relative.
以台湾人来讲，那个天上有神啊，地上有舅舅。
And so The Chinese would say, in the
我是
heavens
把
we
它
have
改一下
God,
嘛，总不
but
能
on
在这里
earth
讲
we have our uncle.
就很大的啦。但是呢，这个舅舅20年训练他，
But his uncle trained him these 20 years.
20年之后，
And after 20 years,
32节，
Verse-
32章，
chapter 32,
他仍旧行路。
he went on his way.
他经过了舅舅的训练之后，
After he undergone the training with his uncle,
就是白天受尽干热，黑夜受尽寒霜。
which is, the drought has consumed me by day and the frost by night.
当然，他体会到生命在手的手中，
And he experienced that life was in the hand of God.
成就在神的手里。
And success is also in the hand of God.
他跟他舅舅最后也是立了一个石头，
And at the end, he erected a rock stone between him
他
and
一
his
生有
uncle.
几个石柱了。
He has erected several pillars in his lifetime
加列德，
in Gilead,
就是
Gilead,
第47节哈，
in verse
上
47.
结束了这个案件，
And so after he finished his time there,
离开悲情的20年了，
he left those painful 20
要
years,
人就走路啊，
and he had to go on his way.
不要以后就回去每次讲20年前的20年怎么，这个要离开，
So that he can leave that 20 years and not have to go back to it.
所以人就走路。
And so he went on his way.
这时候神来了，
And at that time, God met him.
32章第1节，
Verse 30,
他
chapter
人就
32,
走
verse
路的时
1.
候，
When he went on his way,
神的使者就，来你念比较好，
and the angels of God met him.
其实是找到他，
Actually, he found him.
你再念一次哈，
The angels of God met him.
不是一个人哦，
It is not just one person.
复数嘛哈。中文看不太出来，中文是说神的使者好像一个而已，
So it's not singular, but angels, plural.
很多，
So there are
他没有
many.
写多少。
Didn't say how many.
哇，雅各看到了，
When Jacob saw them,
说这是神的军兵啊，
he said, "This is God's camp."
啊，就给他取个名字，
So he called that place Mahanaim.
这应该是双数嘛哈，
So this should be
好
plural,
就是2个军队了，
meaning
两
double
军。
camps.
好了，接下来呢，
And then
他就差人去往西俄，这好远哦，
Then
就
he-
是以东。
he sent messengers to Seir, which is far away,
见他
to
哥哥哈。
Edom to meet his brother.
吩咐他们说：“你跟我的主哈，你对他们说了哈，你们对我主那个以扫这么说，
And commanded them, saying, "Speak thus to my lord Esau.
你的仆人雅各。”
Thus your servant Jacob."
他们说：“弟弟啊，
He didn't say his younger brother.
这是仆人。
He said servant. ”
那他在讲报告说，20年来他发了，
And he said that in these 20 years he became wealthy.
有很多的牛驴羊群仆婢。
He had oxen, donkeys, flocks, male and female servants.
好了，现在报告我主，
And he reports to his lord.
目的是什么？
And what is the purpose
为
of
要
that?
在你眼前蒙恩。
So that he can find favor in his sight.
20年了，
20 years.
你20年前逃掉的东西，你一定要面对的。
Something you ran away from 20 years ago, you have to face today.
不能说你逃了，以后就一笔勾销了，没有办法的。
You can't just flee away from it and let it come, just disappear.
世上的人可以啊，
In this world, people can do that.
属神的人、神爱的人没有办法，一定要回到你面对的，你在哪里跌倒，你在哪里错失，回去你的原点，重新开始。
But those loved and those who belong to God, you have to face it and you have to get up where you fell down.
现在他看到神的军兵，
And so now he sees the camp of God.
其实神叫他回来的，
Actually, God was the one who told him to go back.
在31章我们看到神说你要回去了。
In chapter 31, we see God ask him to go back.
其实20年他一直在等呢，
And actually, he was waiting for this for 20 years.
等什么？
What was he waiting
等妈
for?
妈那个差人来叫他回去啊，
He was waiting for his mother to send someone to ask him to go
因
home.
为他要离开妈妈之前，
Because before he left his mother,
妈妈说你先去舅舅家。
his mother says, "Go first to your uncle's
我
house.
看你哥哥气消了，我就差人去叫你回来。
Once your brother's anger subsides, I will send someone to go for you."
等了20年，
He waited 20 years.
妈妈一个人都没有请来。
His mother did not send one person for
但是
him.
我们知道这个可怜的，这个怎么讲？这种爱不是真的爱的妈妈，到最后不见了。
And we know that this love that wasn't the real love from his mother disappeared.
不见了，
It was gone.
从这个历史里面消失掉。
And she
这个很特殊
disappeared
的。
from history. And this is very special.
好，神要训练这个只虫呢，
Now, God wants to train up this worm.
虫继续的走。
This worm continue his way.
好，他现在要经过马哈念，
And now he will pass by
你
Mahanaim.
看他一生经过了几个站，
We can see how many stops he made in his
开
journey.
始他家，
He started with his house.
这是个吵的家，
It's a
吵闹的家。
chaotic family.
4个人分2党，
There are 4 people divided in 2
本来是
parties.
很有爱的家，
Originally, it was a house filled with
但是
love,
变成战场的家，
but it became a battlefield at home.
分裂了。
It was divided.
他跑了，
He fled.
他经过了伯特利，
He passed by Bethel,
进入到黑暗里面，
entered into darkness,
整整的20年的暗夜过去了。
and he passed by these 20 years of darkness.
他在人事上、在工作上、生命上得到了训练。
And in his relationships, in his livelihood, he was trained.
现在进入到马哈念，
And now he entered Mahanaim.
这马哈念是他名字他取的，
Mahanaim is a name that he
两军
called.
兵。
It means 2 camps.
两军兵是神的两军兵还是你的两军兵呢？
Is this double camp meaning God's camp or his own camp?
后来他想想，
Later, he thought about it.
他就把自己的牛群、羊群什么都分成2队，
He divided everything he had, his ox, his sheep, into 2 camps.
这是不是两军兵呢？
Is this the double camp?
这应该不是吧？
No, it wasn't.
因为他派人去跟哥哥讲这样子，
Because he sent messengers before his brother.
他有心要跟哥哥和好，
He had the heart to reconcile with his brother.
他要面对。
He wanted to face him.
回来的报告是什么？
And what was the report back?
第6节，
Verse 6.
打发人回来到雅各那里，
The messengers returned to Jacob, saying,
说：“我们到你哥哥以扫那里，他带着400个人正迎着你来啊！
We came to your brother Esau, and he also is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him.
这个听这样的报告，凶多吉少，就是这下子可完蛋了。
And after he heard this report, his heart probably melted.
你想他带400个那个啦啦队那个来欢迎嘛？
Do you
人
think
也太多了吧？
His brother brought 400 cheerleaders to greet him?
不是啊，
No.
400个人可能要来杀。
400 men maybe to kill him.
这个时候雅各心里着急了，
And so at this point, Jacob was greatly afraid.
他怎么办？
What should he do?
他就把他的所有的分成2队，
He divided everything he had into 2
他也
parties,
准备了。
2
第8节
companies. And in verse 8,
说以扫罗击杀这一队，那一队可以跑啊。
so he's prepared. If Esau comes to attack one company, the other can escape.
他对神有没有十足的信心？
Did he have full trust in God?
有也没有，
Yes and no.
没有也有。
No and yes.
神的这个他所看到的，神让他看到的，神的那个什么军兵啊，打输这400个人吗？才怪嘞！
Was the camp that God showed him were they for to kill the 400 men? Probably not.
一定赢了，
If it were, then he would definitely win.
天使一定赢啊！
Oh, the
怎么
angels would definitely beat the
我说
his
不会
brother.
输了，那输才怪嘞！
Oh, so he would the angels would definitely not lose to Esau's men.
他虽然看到了，
So even though he saw them,
但是心里还是毛毛的。
but he was still not sure.
怎么办？
What should he do?
先把它分成2队再讲。
So he first divided everything into 2 companies.
你看完这个那个雅各实在是当总经理的人才。
If you read this, you feel like Esau is a material of a CEO.
他能力超强。
He is very capable.
你看整个他可以思想，
If you read this whole thing, you see that he's a
可以
thinker.
用类比啊，神的军兵两军兵，我现在把它分成2队。
He used analogy. He saw that God's army had double camp, so he also divided his
他能
camp
够
in 2.
运用，能够思考。你看那个，有时候你我有时候不小心看到那个什么管理啊，或是创业啊那种书哈，它
Sometimes
这里面都有。
I stumble on, entrepreneur type books, and it's all here.
他实在是有创业啦、企业管理啦、这个研发什么都可以的。
So he has that entrepreneurial, managerial type mind.
在这里呢，
And here,
我们看第9节，
let's read verse 9.
他开始向神祷告。
He started
这
to
边
pray
是
to
说
God.
了，
He said,
主啊，他叫出来了，
O God,
我主亚伯拉罕
O
的
God
神，
of my
我父
father.
亲以撒的神。
O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac.
他回想神的给他的应许，
He remembered God's covenant to
他
him.
现在也知道了，我一点都不配。
And he now knows that he's not worthy of any of it.
他以前只是拿个杖过了这个河，
Before he took
过
a
约旦河，
staff to cross the river Jordan.
现在变成2队了
Now he had 2 companies.
啊！11节，
Verse
求你
11.
救我脱离我哥哥以扫的手。
I pray, deliver me from the hand of my brother.
他对神很诚实的，
He's very honest with God.
我们每个人一般对神都会很诚实了。
Most of us are
骗
very
神这个是太奇怪了。
most of us are very honest with God because it's strange to try to lie to God.
他说：“因为我怕，
He says, because I'm
怕
afraid.
什么？
What
怕
is he
他来
afraid
杀
of?
我，
He's afraid Esau will kill
那
him
妻子儿女一同都杀了
and attack him and the mother and the children.
啊！你对我说过哈，你要一定会厚待我。”
For you said, I will surely treat you well.
他祷告完之后，
So after he prayed,
我们看13节，
let's read verse 13.
当夜，
That same night,
进入到晚上，
so it came to night.
很少一段时间里面夜一直出现的。
It's very rare for one passage to have night being repeated.
当夜了，晚上，
So that same night,
21节，
verse 21.
那个夜，那夜，
So at that night,
接下来22节，
verse 22,
他夜间起来，
he arose that night.
所以这是一个漫漫的长夜啊。
So this is a slow evening.
你看这个夜他做了多少事情？
You can see how much he did in that one night.
祷告完之后，
After he prayed,
当然这时候他没有完完全全的说：“神啊，既然你的军兵让我看了，那就去吧，让他要怎么样做交在你手里啊，总要面对嘛。”
and of course, he never told God that since you already have your army with you, can't you, go and ask them to fight against my brother?
当然，他也有做一点他认为该做的事情。
He also did what he thought he ought to do.
他做的就跟刚刚我们看到的一样，他是分。他开始他本来是一整队的，对不对？他把它分成2队。
And so we saw that originally he had just one company, but he divided into 2.
他把它移整化理。就本来是一个了，就把它分成小。
So he divided his company up to many different pieces to, I guess, confuse the enemy.
这也是一种作战的方式。
So that's
看你是很大的军队还是很小，
It's a
小
war
的你就化
strategy.
整为零，小吃大。
Yeah,
而如果
so,
你很大的话，那你就整个用那个正面的吃掉。
so it's a strategy for warfare. If you have a big company, then you just go with all your power. But if you have a small company, you divide into several companies
接
to
下来
fight.
他第一个想的是什么？
And so what did he think of first
他要
after
解
this?
恨呢。
He has to dispel the hatred.
接下来他说他要解哥哥的恨，用什么解呢？
And he wants to dispel the hatred of his brother. And how?
第20节是用礼物啊，
Verse 20, he used gifts.
说礼物解他的恨。
He says, I will appease him with the present.
他怎么办？
What did he do?
这个你看他用这里你把它算从14节开始
So if you count from verse 14,
有10种不一样的礼物啊，
there's 10 different types of gifts.
并且刚刚我们讲他是用分的。
And we mentioned that he divided.
这10样呢，16节他说每一样呢分1对交给仆人在他们手下。
And so verse 16, that for every 10 of these, he delivered them to the hand of his servant.
那他跟那些仆人讲呢，你们在我前面走，
He told his servants, pass over before me
使群相离，有空闲的地方。
and put some distance between successive droves.
你把 当然不可能是如果把它一只一只排起来了，这个可能性不是很大。就是说，譬如说第一对就是母山羊了哈
And so, for example,
，200只哦，
if the first company were the 200 female goats,
你把那个一只一只这样分开来，
if you were to line them up all in one row,
你全部把这些分开，又有空隙，那个几公里啊，
so if you were to put all of them in one row and then after that put some distance for the next camp, you can imagine how many miles
好，那你
that
就
long
一
that
对一
would
对
be.
了，
And so you put company after company.
200只那个什么母山羊，
So 200 female goats,
应该合起来不会比这个会堂就是挤在一起，不会比这个会堂小。
if you were to put them all together, it would not be smaller
但
than
是
this
你在
chapel.
赶呐、
But you're driving them.
我们看过人家赶羊群哈，
Have you ever seen someone driving
不是
goats?
一撮的，应该是几只几只这样啊。
You wouldn't drive them all together. You drive several at a time.
那一对一对要有距离啊，
And so between each of these types of gifts, there is a distance.
一对去再一对，
One group will go first and then another.
这是礼物公式了。
So,
用礼物
so he used the gifts or presents.
我们人间不是讲吗？你拿人的手就短了嘛。你拿了人家的礼物，你当然就打不下去了，
Oh.
手就很短了，打不下。
Okay, so there's a saying that says if your hand takes someone's gift, then you don't have the power to slap them later.
如果你要拿礼物，当然是就打下去了。好，这个这个是很合人间情理的。
So this is common sense that happens all the time in the world.
那也可见他实在是很用心啊。
You can see how much he thought about this.
平常人如果想不出来，你把它摆摆看啊，这个我曾经试着想摆一摆，
And
至少10样哎。
And if you think about how you would arrange this, and I thought about this, there's 10 different types of gifts.
排起来
You were to line them up.
很长的。
It's actually a very long company.
好啦，弄完之后，我们看21节。
And so after this, let's read verse
于是礼
21.
物先过去，
So the president went over before him.
然后呢，那夜雅各在队中住宿。
But he himself lodged that night in the camp.
他礼物先过去了，
So he first sent the present over.
他不晓得睡了几分钟或是几个小时，不知道睡不着啊，
Not
翻来翻去，好像煎鱼一样，那个锅又那么热。
So not sure how much sleep he actually got that night. He must have, stayed up thinking just like the fish, tossing and turning.
翻来翻去啊，最后起来了。
And he tossed and turned and he finally got up.
22节，
Verse 22.
这里他夜间起来了，
He arose that night,
然后呢，带着2个妻子。
took his 2 wives.
我念到这里，这个是一一的算了。哦，一个、2个，好，
So he count, 1, 2,
好，再来呢，2个使女，
then 2
一个又
maidservants.
2个。
So he counted 1 and
啊，
2.
小萝卜头来，这个那个11个儿子，1、2、3、4、5、11算完，
Then counted out his 11 sons
全都过了什么亚伯渡口。
and crossed over the ford of Jabbok.
如果照刚刚之前，他是在马哈念啊，
From what we read, he was in Mahanaim before.
这个离亚伯渡口还有点点路吧，
There's some distance away from the ford of Jabbok,
但是他硬把他们送过去。
but he sent them over.
如果小孩这个时候约瑟可能刚生不久，
Maybe Joseph, at this time, Joseph was just born.
还 baby 啊，哇哇哭啊，
He's still a baby,
但是他还是硬把他送过去，
but Jacob still sent him over
因为他是从北边来的。
because he was coming from the north.
我们知道这是约旦河哈，如果从北到南的
So
话，
this is the Jordan River,
这边是那个地中海，
and this is the Mediterranean Sea.
那个亚伯渡口，如果是那个亚伯河是这里，
And the
亚伯河
Jabbok
是
River,
流入那个约旦河的，
the river Jabbok flows into the Jordan River.
以东是在这边了，就是现在约旦，
And Edom is the
哥哥是
current
从这边打过来，
Jordan. So his brother came from Edom.
哥哥是从南边打过来，
His brother was coming up from the south.
他是从北边下来。
He is coming down from the north.
那如果最好的天然的保障在当时是什么河流？
And the best natural life preservation is the river.
刚好那里有一个渡口，
And so at that time, there was a ford there.
他把 2个妻子、2个使女、11个孩子都送过去了。
And so he sent his 2 wives, 2 maidservants, and 11 sons over.
好，23节，
Verse 23,
打发他们先过河，
he sent them over the brook
又打发所有的都过去。
and sent over what he had.
好，接下来呢
And then,
，24节，
verse 24,
只剩下雅各一人。
then Jacob was alone.
圣经里面，你想想，只剩我一人或只剩一人，这个那个什么道理很多。
If you read in the Bible, you'll see there are many teachings that was about a person left alone.
我们最熟悉的就是以利亚嘛。
The one that we're most familiar with
当
is
以利亚
Elijah.
站在那个加密山上，刚开始的时候，对着百姓，对着那些不晓得谁是神的百姓，他说：“神的先知只剩下我一人。”
When Elijah was on Mount Carmel, he faced the people and said that I am the only prophet left from God.
这是悲壮的，有一点悲情啊！你看，
It
都
was
死光了，
it
剩
was-
下我一个人了，又好像又伟大又悲情，
it was
有一
very
点有一点
sort of
sad，
sad.
但是有点 hero 那个，
It's
这是-
heroic and sad at the same
这
time.
是总合在一起的了。
And those two are mixed at that moment.
打仗的时候，兄弟们都死光了，剩下我一个人。
When maybe
有一点说啊，我是残存的，也是悲哀，也是那种心境。
if you went through a battle and you're the only person left, and you would say to people, all my brothers died in the battlefield. There's a heroism, but at the same time, you're the only one left.
但是面对着这些不知到底谁是神的这些百姓的话，他那时候是说：“你们这些人搞什么啊？
So when he faced the people who did not know God, he was telling them, what are you doing?
进到山洞里面，他要神说你在做什么？
But when he went into the cave, God asked him, what are you doing?
你现在在干什么？
What are you doing right now?
他讲他过去好厉害啊，
He's talked about how he was so great in the
现
past.
在只剩下我一个人。那时候这是真的，快眼泪快掉出来。你看都烧光光了，剩下我一个人，我现在跑到这里躲。
And as he was saying, I'm the only one left, a tear is probably coming out from his eye.
神这样说出来了，不要在这一个人了，
God told him, come out, don't be alone.
绝对没这回事啊！
This is not the case.
连主耶稣说，在约翰福音说，你们都会跑光，只剩下我一个人。耶稣也讲过啊，
And in the book of John, someone always says, everyone will scatter except for me.
绝对不会像耶稣这样子的，我们不会遇到这样子。
But we will never encounter that situation.
但是主耶稣讲，
But Lord Jesus said,
你们都会离开我，留下我独自一人。
Jesus said, you will all depart from me and leave me alone.
但是主耶稣不是悲情的，
But Jesus did not say this
耶稣也不是英雄的。
in a sad way or in a
他讲事实。
heroic way. He was just saying the truth.
下一句，
And the next phrase,
其实我不是独自一人呐、
he says, but I am not alone
因为有父与我同在。
because the Father is with me.
人都跑光了，真的都跑光了，你不要忘记你的阿爸父啊！
So if everyone has left you, don't forget you have an Abba Father.
何况这种情形又在人间，应该是不会的啦。
But this situation should not happen in the world.
雅各是把人家遣走，不是人家不跟他在一起。
Jacob has sent everyone over. It's not that people didn't want to be with
你
him.
看他整个的过程都是分。
We see throughout this process, he keeps dividing and sending over.
最后呢，只剩下雅各一人，
And at the end, he was left alone.
这才是自私啊！
So this is selfish.
自私最顶的就是现在这个雅各，
He is the height of selfishness.
在暗的夜里面呢，
In the dark of night,
他的害怕当中，这他的最自私的那一点浮出了台面。
in his fear and distress arose this this selfishness.
这时候连那个眼睛大大有神的那拉姐，她也不要啦。
Even the
她
Rachel with the beautiful eyes, he didn't want her anymore.
是不是？那个小眼睛的没有关系啊，
The one with the small eye, he probably didn't care
但
about.
是他用7年，就是要爱那个喜欢的拉姐，但是把他送走了。你看，意思就是说，小命最重要啊，其他都可以牺牲掉。
But the Rachel he worked so hard for 7 years for, this shows that he sent her over means that what is important to him right now is his own life.
全世界都可以牺牲，
He can give up the whole world
剩下我一个。
and left himself alone.
他本来只是把那个礼物送去，仆人给他死，或是给他打。
Originally, he sent the presents over with the servants, so maybe the servants will die in combat.
他还在河的这边，刚开始还是在队中住宿，也就是说，他跟他的太太、小孩，还有最基本的财产还留着。
And he, his wife, and his most basic possessions were still on this side of the brook.
在这个夜里面，
But in this dark of night,
他换来换去，
he tossed and
本
turned.
来已经住宿了，
Originally, he had
所以
already
已经
stayed.
换了，已经也睡着了。睡着睡不着，已经睡在床上了，但是睡不着。
He already found a place to stay, and he was trying to get some sleep.
他又起来，
But he arose.
这个时候呢，有一个人来了。
And at this moment, someone came.
他绝对不会想说奇怪了，怎么会有人来
He probably thought,
？24节啊，
why is there, probably thought it's strange. How
只
come
剩
there's
下
someone here?
雅各一人。
Because he was left alone.
有一个人来，
And a man came.
来做什么？
What did he come to do?
和他摔跤。
Come to wrestle with him.
他还真勇敢啊！
He's very
他
brave.
心里已经吓一跳，
He must have been surprised.
这布局的这么好，
He already strategized everything.
怎么敌人从那个迂回侧背？我以前那个当兵的时候，有一招就是迂回侧背，彻底歼灭。啊，将军不在，可以讲。
So he probably thought, how did this person, went around my entire camp to find me?
这是一招吗？
Because that's also a war strategy.
怎么有人从后面来攻击啊？
So someone came from behind to attack
只
him.
一个人，
One man.
这里很有趣的哈，
This is very interesting.
只剩下雅各一人，
Then Jacob was left alone,
有一人来，
and a man came.
一对一啊，
This is a one-on-one.
公平吧？
It's fair.
拼啊，
They wrestled.
一直摔到黎明啊！
Wrestled until the breaking of day.
拜托你不要说雅各怎么昼夜祷告，我读不出来。
Please don't say if Jacob was praying this whole night. I just don't see where that can come from.
这个圣经没有说他昼夜祷告，这是你自己乱想。
The Bible never said he was praying for the entire night. Just something you thought of yourself.
哪里有祷告？
Where did he pray? Where is it recorded?
这个没有的事。为什么？有时候我偶尔会小时候听人家讲，那个受别人感染了，
Sometime when I was young, I might have heard some things that influenced me.
绝对没有的事情。
Things that never happened.
什么昼夜祷告，
Like he prayed all night here.
昼夜摔跤，
He wrestled all night.
他把他当成神吗？
Did he treat this man as God?
绝对不是的。
Definitely not.
他如果晓得那是神的话，跪在那里都还来不及了，
If he
没有
knew,
人，他的敌人。
if he knew it was God, he would be kneeling down. He thought it was an enemy.
摔跤是比看谁厉害呀、
When you wrestle, you're trying to see who's going to come out
他
as a
摔了整
winner.
个晚上，
He wrestled all night.
他没有输，
He did not lose.
但是那个人也没有赢哦，
But that
那个
man,
人没有赢嘛。
that man did not win.
你看第25节，
Verse,
那人见自己胜不过他，
verse 25, when he saw that he did not prevail against Jacob,
什么意思？
what does this mean?
是讲力气的吗？
Are we talking about brute force?
这绝对不可能的事。
Because that would be impossible.
那个人要走之前跟他摸一下，他就瘸了。
Because before this man left, he touched his hip socket and he became crippled.
其实那个人来也可以开始就摸他一下，他就瘸了。
So when this man came, he
是
could
不
have
是？
just
就
touched
不
him
用
and he would be crippled.
不用摔啊！
There's no need to
那个
wrestle.
人其实一来就不用摔，跟他就倒了。
Actually, when that man comes, he can just blow at him and it'll be over.
那个人没有这样做，
But the man didn't do that.
那一个人也跟他一样，好像人，
That man was like him, a man,
力
became
量
like him as a man.
力量也使出的力量也跟他一样。
And the energy he
没有
exerted is the
使出
same
比他
as
多了。
him. He did not exert more strength than Jacob.
一个晚上，
For that entire night,
有意志力坚强。
Jacob had that will.
这时候他有没有想到神呢？
at that moment, was he thinking of God?
他有没有想到那个两军兵啊？
Was he thinking of his two
他不是
companies?
看到神的使者吗？
Didn't he see the angels of God?
他不是叫神来帮助吗？
Didn't he ask God to help
保
him,
护他吗？同在吗？
to protect him and be with him?
这整个过程当然没记载，他也没有想说他有没有想。那他如果喊说神啊救命，会怎么样？
And they
有
didn't
人来
record.
啊，敌人来。
Nowhere to record here, but if you were to ask God to and cry out for help, would someone come to save him?
会怎么样？
What would happen?
那个人要跟他说，他说神啊救命啊，一个人来了。那个人说我就是啊。
When that man came and wrestled with him, he could have cried out to God, says, God save me. And that man would say, oh, I'm God.
这时候他就会趴倒在地上。神没有这样做，
And he would be prostrate on the floor, but
他也
God
没
did
有
not do
他也没有
that.
叫神就是了，
And he
没有
also
呼喊啊。
didn't cry out to God.
一个晚上，
The entire evening.
最后那个人摸一下，
Then at the end, the man touched him.
他这个时候就晓得他是谁了。
And at that moment, Jacob knew who he was.
他会不会再跟他摔啦？
Did he continue to wrestle with him?
不会了。
No.
他抓住他，
He held on to him.
他说你要给我祝福。
Says, you must bless me.
这就表示他小了。位分大给位分小的祝福，这是伯不道理。他们也知道，你绝不会一个阿公叫一个那个孙子来叫说阿公年纪老了，可能快走了，来把阿公跪这里，你替阿公祝福一下。
So he knew he was a
好像还
lesser
没听过这样子的。
lesser one because the greater one would bless the lesser one, just like a grandpa would never ask his grandson to bless him.
他现在抓住神的祝福，
Now he grabbed onto God's
他
blessing,
现在才晓得他就是神，
and he finally realized that was God.
神没有胜过他，
God did not prevail against
神
him.
没有用跟他摔跤让他屈服，让他求告神。
God did not use wrestling to make him submit or to plead with him.
神最后只能摸他，
At the end, God could only touch him.
神一摸他瘸了。
When God touched him, he became
摔
crippled.
跤最厉害就是用腿嘛，
So the power in a wrestler is his legs.
你底盘不好，一下就倒了。
If you don't have a good center down there, then
他这个
you will
腿也是，
lose.
你看从南跑到北，要现在从北要跑到南，
And with his legs, he ran from the south to the north, and now going back down south.
他转战南北了，几乎都胜利了，到现在。
And up until now, he has been victorious.
现在腿瘸了，
But now he is crippled,
神也把他改名字了，
and God changed his name.
他也要问神说啊，你叫什么名字啊？
And he asked God, "What is your name?"
神不告诉他。
God didn't tell him.
摩西不一样啊，
It's different with Moses.
神就告诉摩西他的名字，
God told Moses his name.
神告诉他说你就这样活下去，
God told him to continue his life,
换个名字。
but change a name.
我们看30节，
Verse 30.
他这个时候就给那个地方起名叫毗努伊勒，
And Jacob called the name of that place Peniel,
神的面。
God's face.
他说我面对面见了神，我的性命仍然保全啊。
He said, "For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved."
他讲这个是说，哎呦，好幸运啊，
He's saying this like,
好
oh,
在我还活啊。
he's thinking a good thing I'm still alive.
当他正在摔的时候，他有没有这样想啊？
Was he thinking that same thought when he was wrestling?
他没有，其实他是跟神在摔，是神跟他来跟他摔，
No, actually, God came to wrestle with him. He was wrestling with God.
这是最后的一个晚上，
This was the final night,
因为这是漫漫长夜的最后一刻了。
and this is the last moment of this long night.
31节，
Verse 31.
请念
Just as he crossed over Penuel, the sun rose on him, and he limped on his hip.
英文很好，也是对的。
The English translation is good and accurate.
中文没有什么感情。日头刚刚出来的时候，没有什么意思。
The Chinese translation is not good.
英文再念一次，练太阳的时候。
Okay, so verse 31. Just as he crossed over Penuel, the sun rose on him, and he limped on his hip.
日头出来照在他身上，应该是这样子。
So the sun rose on him.
那个是什么？ 那是西班牙文了，所以我怎么
Spanish
回头一看都不懂。
So I turned back and I didn't know what I
至
was
少看
reading.
懂 soul 嘛，对。
At least I understood soul.
是 mostly 好，对不对？这样比较好。Just as he crossed over the sun rose on him， 太阳升起来照在他身上，
The sun rose on him.
太阳出来了，
The sun rose,
这条虫也蜕变。
and this worm is about to transform.
从现在开始，
From this day
他看
forward,
到了神，
he saw God.
太阳出来，
The sun rose.
这不一样的。这时候他人生真正的开始。
And this is when his life really began.
这个跟美国的西部片是相反的。
This is the opposite of the Western movies.
现在不流行西部片了，因为
There's not that many Westerns out
西部
there.
片到最后一定是一个英雄吹着口哨，骑着马，然后离开这个他救过的村庄，走向未来。那走向什么？他要下去。
The end of a Western film, Western, is always the cowboy riding off into the sunset from the town that he had just saved, whistling.
那我们看31节，
Let's read verse
枝头刚
31.
出来的时候，
When the sun rose on him,
雅各经过了神的面，
Jacob crossed over the face of God.
经过神的面
He crossed over the
很
face
重要，
of
要
God.
见过神呢、
So it's important to have met God.
他一生，你看整个的始祖哈，他们都是要见过神。
We see that in the Bible, the ancestors, they've all met God.
雅各见到神了。
Jacob met God.
约伯记那么长，到最后约伯上亲眼看过神。
At the end of the long book of Job, Job saw God.
每个人看神的过程不一样啊。
Everyone has a different way of seeing God.
雅各的路也不是等于我们的路啊。
And Jacob's way may not be our
我
way.
们也讲过哈。
And we talked about this
如果
before.
你说我一生就是又短又苦，那如果你讲这样，那就是雅各了。
If you say my life is short and bitter, then you're like Jacob.
因为他到法老面前是这么说的嘛，130几岁了，又那么好命，那时候后来很有命啊。我人生100多岁，
That's-
又苦又短，
When he was old,
要多长啊？
that's what he said before Pharaoh. My life is short and bitter.
这是雅各的人生。
That was the life of Jacob.
以撒就不会讲了。
Well,
以撒
Isaac
会不会讲我人生又苦又短？没有，他故事很短呐、26章1章而已啊。
Would Isaac said his life is short and bitter? Actually, his story is only one chapter in Genesis.
我们也讲过嘛，
We
你
talked about
顺
this.
服就舒服，故事就少。
If you submit, then things will go well and your story will be short.
哎，像这个雅各要拼啊，好会拼就会赢啊，但是你故事多啊。
But for Jacob, who fights, he wants to fight to win. He has a lot of stories.
到最后还是输了，
And at the
一
end,
定
he
要
still
输
lost.
在神的脚前，
And you have to lose before the feet of
不然你
God.
走不过人生。
Otherwise, you cannot finish your life.
太阳出来了，
The sun rose
照在他的身上，
on him.
他见过了神。
He met God.
我们看到的不是一个健壮的、非常勇敢的、已经完美的一个人。
What we see here is not a strong and perfect man in front of us.
等一下要面对的，对他来讲是一个瘸腿的，
What
他的大腿就瘸了，
this man, he was limped on his hip.
因为接下来是要见哥哥的，
Because after this, he's going to meet his brother.
哎，怎么办？
What should he do?
他在这之前是做万全的准备，就是逃，就是溜。
Before this, he made all the necessary preparations and he fled.
现在什么都不行了，
But now he can't do anything.
但是他见过神的面。
But he's met God's face.
从33章之后
After chapter 33,
，33章第1节，
chapter 33, verse 1,
他腿瘸了之后，
after he was limp,
太阳出来之后，
after the sun rose,
他第一次举目观看，
he, for the first time, lifted up his eyes and looked.
他是真的用见过神的面的人看一切了。
He really looked at everything as a person who has met God.
接下来完全不一样，
And he was a different person after.
本来是，你看全队里面他是应该是最健康、最会跑的吧？他应该比他太太会跑得快，比小孩跑得快吧？应该，但是他是躲最后啊。
Because originally in his company, he should be the strongest one compared to his wife and children, but he hid in the very back.
第3节，
In verse 3,
现在完全相反，
now he is completely different.
他自己在他们前头过去，
He crossed over before them.
好腿躲后面。
When he had a good leg, he was in the back.
虽然经历过神，但是没有见过神。
Even though he experienced God, he never saw God.
现在腿瘸了，
But now he is limp.
见过神了，
He's seen God.
走最前面。
He went to the very front.
这时候他应该把全部交在神的手中了。
At this time, he must have entrusted everything to God.
所以他看到的是什么？
And so what did he see?
我们来看第10节，
Let's read verse 10.
雅各说：“不然，我若在你眼前蒙恩，就求你，求你从我手里收下这礼物，因为我见了你的面，如同见了神的面，并且你容纳了我。”
Jacob said, "No, please, if I have now found favor in your sight, then receive my present from my hand, inasmuch as I have seen your face, as though I had seen the face of God, and you were pleased with me."
那个夜晚，他见过神的面；
In that night, he saw the face of God.
现在他见了哥哥的面，
Now he saw the face of his brother,
也好见了神的面，
as if he has seen the face of
跟他
God.
完全想的完全相反。
It's completely opposite of how he imagined this to
他之
happen.
前所有的准备都是白费啊！
All the preparation he made before was for nothing,
在这个时候一点都用不上，
because at this moment, none of it came to use.
反而神摸他的瘸腿用上了。
But that God touched his hip socket, that came to be very useful.
雅各之后就不再吃一条虫了，
Because afterwards, Jacob was no longer a worm.
虫的故事就结束了。
And so the story of the worm ends.
雅各接下来要做什么？
What would Jacob do after this?
就是要收脚，把脚收起来。
It is
脚
to
哦，我们看那个创世纪，
let's turn to Genesis.
他准备收脚嘛哈。看创世纪49章，
Genesis chapter 49.
这一路来，接下来的工作就是收脚的工作。
So this,
33节最后一节，
chapter verse 33. Oh, he drew his feet up.
收脚啊，收到哪里去？
He drew it
收
where?
到床上去，
Into the bed.
不再走了，
And he walked no more,
已经结束了。
because that was
保罗
the
也是
end.
这样子嘛，到最后他不跑了，
That was the same with Paul. At the end,
他也不
he
打了，
didn't walk or fight anymore.
他脚收起来了。
He drew up his feet.
他以前是向着标杆不回头，有一个歌嘛，I will never 什么，他不回头看也不什么，总是拼啊。到最后，如果你一直拼到你死还在拼，也是失败的人生。到最后，你要像保罗一样，我不拼了，我已经完了。他一样啊，我不跑了，瘸腿那个腿要收起来了。
So before, Paul was the one who runs towards the goal, never looking back. But at the end, he said he's finished fighting. And just like Jacob, he drew his feet.
现在我们看到一条虫
And so we see a worm
变成神的仆人，
transformed into the servant of
变成
God,
神的儿子。
became the son of God.
接下来他要回归他创造的神那里。
And so after that, he will return to God who created him.
我们一起来唱诗了
Let us sing a hymn,
，406首。
406.